Welcome to the Downtown, brought to you by Arlington Citizen Media. I am Daryl Smith Jr., and across the internet from me is...
I am Rody John, and across the interwebs from me is...
Amy!
On today's show, we talk to Mark Joeckel about the newest co-working space in Arlington, Create Arlington, why it's different than other co-working spaces, and what to expect from them in the future.
We also speak with Frio Trio to talk about what music has been like during COVID, releasing their debut EP, On the Rocks, and how the Frio Trio is now a foursome.
Wow.
They are.
What have you guys been up to? Rody, you have some interesting news.
I do. I had a test done, and I came up positive.
He's having a baby.
I did.
No.
I'm pregnant with emotion, and...
Because he has COVID.
Yeah, because I'm
pregnant with a pause.
I have no symptoms, which is great, and I took another test, and it came back negative, so that's even better.
Oh,
So, A-okay, no problems here.
But,
awesome.
it's not the same for everyone. Rody, you're one of the lucky ones, so.
Right, it is amazing what this thing does and doesn't do to everybody's body. Some people, obviously, you get the worst case scenarios, and then some people like myself who didn't even really know, and then I just took a test just to see, after the holidays and with the job I have that, you never know what could be out there, and ended up positive. So I got a week vacation for free, but surprise.
Yeah. I'm glad that you've been really responsible considering the amount of public, that you're out in every single day. I'd say at least once a month, you take a COVID test and, you've made it this far. It was probably bound to happen. You don't get to work from home, like a lot of people do. So.
Right.
But yeah, great. I'm glad you tested negative, and I will be home soon.
There you go. Yeah, sometimes you roll that dice and it comes up snake eyes. So
sometimes it comes up syphilis.
Well,
but in this case, it was COVID.
This time it was COVID. I don't need syphilis again.
Oh, goodness.
Daryl, what have you been up to?
I didn't get to go on my anniversary trip because there was a COVID scare at my house last week.
Right.
So we just stayed in and we ate at BBQ Chicken. We ate on the patio at BBQ Chicken, and then we got Connie Russo. Yeah, I do patio dining every once in a while. It wasn't that it was cold, but it wasn't windy, so it was one of those days where you're like, yeah, it's cool, it's sunny, it's all right, it's fine to be out here. I can eat with the jacket on.
Yeah. They do have a very nice patio.
They do have a nice patio, and they are thorough. They take your temperature, they make you wash your hands, like they are no messing around there, man.
Nope.
I was here for it. I was like, heck yeah, you can take my temperature.
Yeah. And you get to hear the greatest of the K-pop that is happening with the videos. They're amazing.
Yeah, we sat outside though, so you couldn't hear K-pop. You could only hear it like when someone opened the door, get glimpses of K-pop.
It's amazing. I was in there one time waiting for the food, and there was these lovely K-poppers on the TV, and one of the kids was wearing a Nebraska sweatshirt. I was like, okay, get your American on. Why not? Why not Nebraska?
Yeah. Who better than Nebraska?
Well, Alabama right now.
Nebraska, the drag queen?
It was not. No, it was literally spelled out Nebraska.
That's how you spell Nebraska anywhere. But yeah, that's awesome. We've only had barbecue chicken once, and it was delivered, and it was pretty good.
Yeah.
It is very good. Like, we've had it brought over here, but it is super good when you can get it like fresh, piping hot.
Oh yeah, for you it would be probably room temperature at best by the time you get it.
Well,
yeah.
We got
Not for us.
like this weird corn side, which is supposed to be cold anyway.
Mm-hmm.
I don't remember what it was called, some kind of corn slaw, and that was really good. But yeah, the chicken was still actually really hot. So I burned my mouth.
But they fry it in lava.
They do.
Evidently. Got it here quick.
Delicious lava.
And then we had Connie Russo, but we brought that home.
There we go.
And then I had the worst heartburn because I had all this terrible food. I slept with a bottle of Tums.
Aww.
At least you're feeling better now.
Yeah, because I was like, I've got to remember to eat some bananas. My bad.
What have you been up to, Amy?
Not much. Well, a lot. Now that I think about it, we went to Austin last weekend. I forgot about that for a second. We stayed at the Driscoll, a famously haunted hotel that I was completely unaware of that history until we got there and checked in. And they were like, "You're in the haunted room." And I said,
"They say that to everyone."
Well, right. And so then I looked up the history, and there's actually a really rich history surrounding Lyndon B. Johnson and Lady Bird Johnson had their very first date in the Driscoll bar. And they return there every year for their anniversary. And evidently their ghosts still hang out there. Yeah,
I highly doubt that LBJ's ghost would pick the Driscoll. Of all places that man went on this world, the Driscoll is where he decides to haunt.
Is that how ghosts work?
It's a nice place. They have
I would haunt the White House, that's all I'm saying.
Oh, no.
If I were LBJ, you could yell at people. He yelled at people.
Have you been to his ranch? His ranch.
All I'm going to say is Trump may not have been such a butthead if the ghost of LBJ had yelled at him for 4 years.
Well, he was busy at the Driscoll.
That's what I'm saying. He fucked up.
Yeah.
Damn it, LBJ. Anyway.
He messed up in a lot of ways, but this is just the last one.
Right.
He probably had meetings with Trump in there while he was taking a poop, because he loved doing that.
He did do that.
While tweeting.
Yeah, well, yeah.
But yeah, it was really great. And then on the way back, the day we were leaving, DFW and other places all the way down to Austin got a ton of snow.
Sure
did. We drove back in a blizzard, which was really nice because there hasn't been any snow for the last at least 6 years that I can recall. Maybe 8 up here where we are in Arlington. So it was really nice. It was very pretty and magical, and it was nice. Even though it's, treacherous driving in the snow, it was still very beautiful. Everybody was going very slow. It took us 5 hours to get home.
Wow.
But it was worth it because it was really
because you stayed alive.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I'm alive. And yeah,
unlike
that was
LBJ.
A really nice surprise. Unlike LBJ. But yeah, that's what we've been doing. Austin is great. I had a really good time.
It is. Beautiful city. I haven't been down there almost a year now. Yeah, almost a year. February of next month. Next month.
There's only one A-town that I care about, and it's Arlington.
Right. Honestly, I have to say I would prefer to be in downtown Arlington over downtown Austin.
Oh, yeah.
Anytime. We have great food, great bars, and I love it.
We are here with Mark Joeckel from Create Arlington. How are you today, sir?
I'm doing great. How about y'all?
Oh, we were doing good.
Doing good. We've had a lot of really great interviews today. Talked to the Interlocking. So we've talked to
a couple good musicians.
Yeah, it's been a really fun day.
We let Garrett be our first 5-time guest.
Yes, Garrett
Five-timer.
First 5-timer, yeah.
We were going to have Andy Pryor too, but it didn't work out. But hey, next time.
That's right.
He gets to be our second 5-time person. So, what is Create Arlington, and where did the idea come from?
Well, Create Arlington is a creative co-working center and business incubator. So those are all too cliche of terms anymore now. So there's not other terms for them, but it is a co-working space where you can spill your paint. So that's what makes it different than a co-working space. Similar concepts. There's a monthly membership and different amenities. The Wi-Fi. We don't have a hi-fi. Maybe I can invest in a new hi-fi system. Bring 1970s back.
Hey, at least you don't have the lo-fi anymore.
Yeah, no lo-fi. We just have Wi-Fi. And I remember when my very first coffee shop and art gallery was actually on Main Street down here. It was like 2002. It was called Local Color.
Yeah, I went there a couple times.
And I remember that was like when Wi-Fi was first coming out.
Right.
And people would always come in because we had it painted up there. And people, what's Wi-Fi?
Yeah.
That's a very fancy hi-fi. And then we also are a place where people come who have an idea, are ready to launch, and we, in addition to the space that they rent, so to speak, as a member, we walk alongside with them. Like just as last week, one of our new artists, we're creating business cards. So I mean, it's like it can be somebody coming in at totally square one, or somebody who's like ready to launch, to put together a business plan and the like. But it's definitely in the creative space. However, we do have people who love it, and they come in and work on their laptop, and they're not necessarily a painter or artist or anything. They
just like the atmosphere.
Love the atmosphere.
Right. Yeah, it's just a creative
it's
atmosphere
a cool
at
vibe.
that point.
You guys have been in there.
Yeah.
Right,
we were there this morning, actually. One of the things that we talked to, when we were talking to Christian today, he said, he's been talking to people who are like, they're working and they're like, man, I'm like stuck on something. And he says, they get up and look at the art that's there and they go, now I'm, kind of creative again.
Right.
Like I've been energized a little bit.
Yeah.
And I think that kind of environment would be a very fun place to like even just do kind of like work on your laptop, like you said. Like it'd be energizing.
Yeah, it's a very cool vibe, and that's what a lot of people are looking for, and most co-working centers do have a different kind of vibe than just a generic office space or something like that. Ours enables people to do a wide variety of trades. We have somebody who creates their own jewelry and stuff out of recycled materials, and painters, and we've got somebody coming in that's going to be doing, she's a designer, she'll be making clothes. So, a couple sewing machines there, and got a potter's wheel coming, to some of those kind of things. So it really is a workspace in addition to a place where you can come just work.
Right. Because you can have that collaboration between the two also, which I'm sure you guys are starting to have as well.
I think that's one of the things that's really cool about co-working spaces in general, is you do have the opportunity to make those like connections. Like, oh, cool, you do this thing, and like maybe we can collaborate on something. Or, so, I mean, it sounds like the response has been pretty good. You've got a lot of different kinds of people there now, it seems, doing different things.
Right.
What has the response been like from everyone, I guess?
I waited about 3 months hoping the COVID thing was going to be, and then when we decided to launch, that was kind of like when wave 2 hit, and now wave 2.5 or 3.0 or whatever you want to call it. So the downside of that is there's people who have been very specific to us saying, we're not ready to come out yet.
Yeah.
And quite frankly, on the creative side of folks, those are people who are really taking the mask wearing and the corona very seriously.
Right.
So it's a challenge for that, and we had to cancel Justin's art opening and Third Thursday because we were hit with COVID within our community. So those kind of things are just kicks to the chest, so to speak. But I'm the same as any other business. We're plowing through and making do with what we can, and having rentals like we're doing today. But another 2 rentals had to cancel those, so it's up and down.
Yeah,
of course.
But the initial wave is very, very positive.
Right. So, like you said, you did open during COVID, and you didn't decide to wait. Why do you think you decided not to wait and just go with it?
Well, I'm glad, because I would have been. If we would have waited, then I'd still be waiting.
That's true, yeah.
And we'd still be waiting. And quite frankly, I would have lost my energy for it,
of course,
think, too, because it was COVID was hard enough on all of us.
It really was.
So I was GM, as you guys know, at Arlington Music Hall, and literally overnight I lost my gig there because I canceled like 4 months of shows.
Right.
So you lose your job. COVID just starts raking all over everything. And you really are in kind of a funk. I was. I mean, everybody lost
absolutely.
their jobs.
I was.
And then you hit COVID, and you're, kind of just stuck. And that's a question where the idea came from. About 4 years ago, we put together a plan to launch a similar kind of concept out of the Park Plaza Shopping Center, which is actually where I was working to launch this out of too. But the ownership there was not willing to do anything with the property, and it wasn't going to be a good partnership there.
Right.
So,
well, then things happened the way they should have.
Also, I mean, great location here. Yeah. Like downtown Arlington is really going through kind of a resurgence and renaissance.
Yeah, it really is.
So,
well, and I live downtown, so it's I can walk or ride my bike if it's good weather.
Always good.
It's always everything's close. So, you know, it's all worked out. It's just now, you know, we got this next stretch of who knows what. We won't be closing simply because the nature of co-working centers, you don't have a ton of people in there at the same time typically. Right. Sometimes most of our people come at 4:30 or 5 or after because they work during the day.
Right.
So we'll have good crowds in there from 5 to 9, but still not falling all over each other. So
yeah, we've been in. It's very very spacious.
Oh, very spacious.
Easy to move around in a way where you can be as distant as possible and. Not only it's cool too, it's a cool space too.
Yeah, so everything's measured out. So if you were to take 6 steps, in between all the you wouldn't run into another chair. So we're trying to do that because, especially some of the college students there said that, if you go to other places like coffee shops and stuff, you could be sitting right next to people and they're not requiring masks or whatever. So
right, because if you're sitting down, you don't have to wear one, and
so it's, it's a positive place.
Oh, big time.
So what are the membership rates for everyone?
Yeah, so the college membership is $49 a month, so that gives you access to the place. Our hours are, it's basically 60 hours we're open during the week that you select to come in. And then we have regular not designated rate, but just people who come in, and potluck is kind of an old term, but you kind of sit wherever is available, and that's $99 a month. And then the designated space, which is approximately a 10 by 10 mini studio space, is $219 a month.
Okay.
So it's a good range for people because the people who are doing the designated spaces, they're like, I can't do this in my house anymore. I can't rent my own space, but I got to get out. And your membership includes. You get our address, we're there to receive packages, so you immediately become your own small business just by virtue of having an address. And a lot of the artists have to meet people for commissions and stuff, but now they can meet them at our place and not have to meet them at Starbucks or even worse than that, especially talking about having strangers come to your house to look at stuff or whatever. So now they just have them come to Creed Arlington, and that's all part of it. We have a printer there, so you pretty much can accomplish everything you need other than like mass printing, and we got a good partnership with Precision Press. You guys know Clint, and he's giving great deals to our people, whether it's, it's, like I said, it's some of them are starting off with having business card for the first time ever.
Right.
So you can kind of really launch there and have a professional profile, even before you start thinking about a business location, you have one.
Of course, yeah. So we've had you on the show before. We know your favorite pizza place. What have you been eating actually during COVID, though?
Well, during COVID, the quickest delivery place around here is Don Wang's.
Okay.
And their sweet and sour chicken is
It is. It's so good.
I haven't had it yet. I haven't been over there yet.
It's ridiculous. However, I put on probably the COVID 20.
So have I.
Me too.
So I've really been cutting back lately. And
Good.
have been doing I like all this stuff that came. You go online and you order your stuff at Tom Thumb or Aldi, and you pull up and you put it in your trunk.
Yeah.
So we're trying to eat a little healthier now.
That's
but
good.
Don Wang's was my real go-to during COVID because it's like you call them, and it's so funny. They'll say, that'll be 45 minutes, and then like 10 minutes later, your door's ringing. They're like, they are so fast, So shout out to Don Wang's. They always do me right.
Yeah,
appreciate you, Don Wang's.
I have the opposite problem at Thai Texas by my house. I know to call at least an hour and a half to 2 hours ahead of time because I'm like, you know what? I know you're going to take a little while. And I was on the way home yesterday, and they're like, yeah, it'll be 2 hours. I'm like, that's fine. I'm not going to be on anyway. Yeah.
Some of the places are crazy. So Don Wang's is really good, but also they're always very quick. So
So being just in downtown, we talked a little. We kind of touched on the resurgent downtown. Are you able to make more connections with the other, like Theater Arlington, with not that you probably didn't already know a lot of those people anyway, but like being so close to them, has it been able to like work out maybe to some like collaborations that may not have happened beforehand, or maybe potential collaborations.
Well, and the Theater Arlington, and on the other side of us is Miss Persis, and then down the street is Arlington Museum of Art. And what's happened there is everybody's had to scale back staff-wise and then performances-wise. There's not a ton going on.
Right.
However, when I first got over there, I was talking with Steve over at Arlington Theater Arlington, and he talked to me about their cutback in schedule, and their offices are only open 50% of the time. So, but he said, hey, well, we're not going to need this space out front here where we usually put posters up, for our shows. Let's talk about that when we take this current round down and get some of y'all local artists up there.
Cool. Right.
Very cool. Since he's an Arlington guy, he went to Arlington Lamar, and of course I've known Miss Persis forever. So just yesterday we started talking about, 2 days ago we had a meeting for our East Main Street Festival.
Right. I was going to ask you about that. About
doing it or not. And what we're going to work on is going to be then changed to West Main Street Festival, because we'll move it down here. And, I already reached out to them about those dates, and Ms. Purse is performing and those kind of things like that. And then the cool thing about Arlington Museum of Art, they're glad we're here too, because we have a gallery, and people always come to them saying, hey, we're looking for gallery space to do an opening. Well, they don't have gallery space for that kind of stuff. So we're just talking to them. So I think the cool thing of this whole strip can become a creative space.
Oh, without a doubt.
And this new consultant that the downtown had in, as they laid out the future for an arts district, it really, that West Main becomes the core to it.
Right.
Yeah, with especially Theater Arlington and
the museum right there.
And then you got the
library.
The library. Those are such creative people, and always thinking way outside the typical.
They really are
parameters of city libraries.
They really we saw something they're doing. If you write to Santa, your kids can write to Santa, and then they can recommend books for them, and they make a little card for them, which is so creative and so cool. That our city is, librarians are doing that.
Yeah.
It's so great.
Well, I met with the people who run their maker space there, and they were talking about in their space though you can't paint. So there's different things. So once things start getting back to normal, we doing something, and we don't have, and we never will have all the kind of equipment like they do, the sewing machines and all the
3D printers and all that.
Oh my gosh, but talking about how we could do a trade-off thing of them bringing classes down to art, because you can paint and stuff, and then when we have people who need use of those other products, and as long as there are Arlington residents, they can use whatever they want in the library.
Right.
But she said that's their Achilles heel is they can't paint to kind of round off their offerings for.
Yeah, because they do a lot of writing stuff.
Yeah.
They do a lot of that because of the what are those rooms downstairs called? Like a rebrary or something like that. The big rooms downstairs, they're big and they can do that multi-purpose stuff. But like you said, no painting and none of that messy creative
and
work.
You can make a mess in our place. So, so we've got always working on those partnerships. Do a lot with downtown Arlington and networking there. And we'll see what's going to happen or not with the festival, because we don't even know if the city will write a permit for a festival, because that would be May the 8th would be the date for it. So we'll find out in the next week or so. If not, maybe we'll push it back. But those summer days are such a beating for out.
Yeah, I mean, end of September, maybe early October, you could probably do something, because the weather is more tolerable at that point,
And I sent an email to Latasia over with
Levitt.
With the Levitt, and said, hey, here's the date. You guys got a show going on that night. Maybe we could all that stuff, we're all within a block or two.
Absolutely. Yeah.
So everything's just right there. And everyone wants to play together. Nobody acts weird about stuff, or this is my turf. Or,
I've noticed that cool here. Stuff. We have a good group of people who want to build each other up.
Yeah, they're willing to try things.
Yeah. Which I don't know if you get in every place. I'm sure you get a lot of it in a lot of places, but I do feel there's a uniqueness to Arlington where people are ready to be like, let's give it a shot. Why not? Let's do it.
Yeah, in New Orleans, when I lived there for about 8 years, and this kind of space, the organizations were much older, and they were much more territorial.
Well, of course.
I mean, this is our piece of the pie, and that's it. So
Stay away.
Yeah. Stay away and go to another part of the city if you want. So.
Yeah. So I know, like you mentioned earlier, that you unfortunately lost your position over at Arlington Music Hall, but then you gained this spot. How much has this helped kind of revitalize you as well? Because of the fact that, like, you're around artists all the time that are creating and just doing all this, and you're giving them that spot. So
yeah, it's great. Thank the Lord I'd made this pitch to a couple different people, and that's what ended up happening. Because I had to quickly get in front of several investors, to pitch this whole concept. And, thankfully, it was actually an investor out of Houston who got behind it.
Right.
And so just that step alone of somebody buying into your vision was great, too. The pressure, though, of this kind of money, though, is just like...
Oh, of course.
Yes, I can imagine that.
God. Because I lay in bed and think about recouping all that.
Right.
Oh.
Come out of a wet...
And it's like, COVID, go away. I will create the worst nightmare in my mind
of course.
Anything.
Yeah.
But no, that's what I was saying, because this was really my therapy to get me back at it, with COVID going on.
Right.
This was the tool. Me and my son, Christian, who runs the place, we started, I showed him all the stuff of the proposals from before. We put all that together to get it in front of this other investor. And, so he's been involved. And that's been probably one of the biggest highlights is doing all this with my son.
Yeah.
Because we looked all over the Metroplex for locations. So we were driving all over North Texas looking at locations for this potential launch and meeting with developers and meeting with people I've worked with in the past just on all of this. So that part of it, he just turned 22. So to be able to work with your son and start something with your son, it's just been great.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, you're right. It was great therapy, so to speak, to get me out of the funk.
Right.
Because, man, that was deep. Because hell, I had a great
position.
Yeah.
And you were killing it.
Yeah. And so, but God works in mysterious ways.
Yeah.
I don't have to stay up till 1 a.m. on weekends anymore.
Work, if you don't want to.
Work 15-hour shifts anymore. It all balances out.
Yeah, you're not waiting for musicians to get out of your place. So you can actually leave.
But it's all good.
That's awesome.
So feeling very energized.
Good.
So if people want to learn more about Create Arlington, where can they, follow you on social media, sign up?
Yeah, Create Arlington is our branch, so you'll find that createarlington.com on our website and on all the social. And, if you send me a message, set up a tour. We try to set up time so we don't have just random people walking through. Back when this changes, that won't be any big deal.
Yeah.
But because to get into our place, you have to take your temperature and follow certain protocol. And so our members know that, so that they know that when they're in there, people just aren't randomly going to be walking through. So, but we can set up tours for people to take a look at the space.
That's perfect. Yeah, I highly recommend anybody, even if you're not a creative person, come in. Check it out.
Yeah, it's for everyone.
Yes.
Yeah,
it literally is for everybody. So, I mean, just come in, check it out. It's a beautiful place, ran by beautiful people. So, yeah.
It is.
Thanks.
It is. I agree.
Well, I appreciate you guys having me on.
Hey, thanks for coming
Anytime.
on. Yeah, we'd love to have you. You could be a 5-time.
I
can easily see you being a 5-time.
I think this is my second time.
Yeah, only second time now, unfortunately.
Yeah.
But we'll get.
We'll have to get Christian up here to get a 22-year-old's perspective.
Yeah, without a doubt, totally.
Because definitely the people that join are definitely skewing more towards 22 than they are 57.
Fair.
At least you got people coming in, though.
I know.
So,
That is good.
We need more always, but we'll keep at it.
Hey, there you go.
All right. Well, thank you so much for coming
fellas,
in, and we'll have you back.
Okay, appreciate it.
All right, we are here with John, Colby, and EJ from Frio Trio. How's everyone today?
Good. Fantastic.
So, what's been up since we last talked to y'all? Something big, right?
Yeah, we released an EP on October 30th. We wrote all those songs, a little previously before the year and whatnot, but that was a little odd how I worded that. But
you guys sounds like, no shit, we wrote those songs.
We recorded them all at Dr. Joeckel's during the quarantine, actually, and in the little lounge area. So it was a really fun experience, and we did that over a course of like 6 or 7 weeks. So it was a fun time, and yeah, I loved it.
So you did record at Joeckel's? That's kind of what I thought when I was looking at some of the photos. I was like, I'm pretty sure that's Joeckel's, which is cool. I think that's really cool. I think when you have like recordings that are done in places that there's a story there, right? Like it's cool that there's like you did that, you know.
It was a really good acoustics also. It just sounded it sounded really good
and it was free to record that.
That's number one.
I was curious how the acoustics sounded in that place, considering you have that glass there and then like all that kind of dead room behind you.
In the walk-in cooler or in the just like a room in general?
In the room in general.
Oh, that was fine.
Yeah, it was really easy. It just kind of close mic'd everything. We used the walk-in cooler actually for vocals and stuff. I was
curious. Like that. Okay, nice.
Yeah, so the walk-in cooler, that was a really cool thing when we did the vocal stuff because it's like
no pun intended.
It was a little free. No, I'm kidding.
It was a little Frio.
But no, we'd like put 2 mics in there, and it like a natural delay, and it was like it was like organic. It was nice. It was good stuff. But.
So besides you guys, did you have like a producer on site? Did you guys mix your own EP? You did it all yourselves?
Well, I recorded it all, so I was the recording engineer for it, and our friend who produced it and mixed and all that stuff, he lives in Boston.
Okay.
So, friend that I've known for 13, 14 years, Zach Lewis, he's lived in Arlington, Grand Prairie his whole life, and he kind of did it for us and just helped us out, and it was his first time kind of mixing a big picture scene kind of whatnot, and it was such a good time. Like, he told us, like, hey, I want some accents, I want some fun stuff, so, like, get some kegs, get some, like, okay. What else did we get?
I don't know. We beat so many things in that bar, and I didn't hear a single damn thing on the recording.
That's funny. So, who did the artwork for it?
I did not.
What was her name? Her name was Peyton. I don't know how to pronounce her last name. Sorry if I think it's Massey or Macy. John found her on Instagram and shot her a message like, "Hey, we like this," and we hadn't even decided on a name for the EP yet. And it was just a little shot glass, the double highball glass, and we just literally ran with that. And she took care of it for us real quick, and it was awesome. And we kind of just like, what should we do with ice cubes? And we're like, let's just make it our favorite colors. Why not? Each of us. So that's how we kind of came up with that.
So, what is y'all's favorite song on the album?
Colby, you haven't said a word.
I think I like Revolution the most.
I really like that one a lot too.
Yeah, there's a cool thing at the end where EJ puts some like vocals over the like spoken word stuff. I thought was really cool, and I thought that one came out really well. It's probably my favorite one.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, Revolution always out of the gate just really gets me. But I like Sand Dollar. I like playing Sand Dollar a lot.
Yeah. That seems like a fun one to play together.
Okay. A little bit. It's a little bit more poppy, but it's fun.
Yeah, I'd say Sand Dollar is my favorite. That's still like my favorite song that we've done. Sand Dollar is probably my favorite also.
So talking about that, what are like some of the inspirations or ideas behind some of the songs? You didn't think we were going to get this deep, did you?
Yeah, I know.
I think you asked that last time, and we didn't have any music, so like this is even more deep.
Revolution is like kind of dealing with your internal struggle, like being depressed and whatnot, and everyone has that. You're just kind of spinning in that that circling the drain kind of thinking about that sometimes. You have your rough days, and sometimes it gets overbearing.
Mm-hmm.
Sand Dollar is just a love song. Just fun little love song. Not really fun. It's actually really sad. And then 20s is just...
it's just also very sad.
Yes,
is there a theme for the album that's very sad? Or is there something?
It kind of got... when it came out, I was like, this is such vibrant artwork. Why is it so depressing?
Frio Trio. Sad song.
Sad song 1, 2, and 3. But 20s was really, really sad. That's...
He's crying right now. You guys can't see this. We had to take a break so EJ could spin a minute. I'm just kidding.
Actually, going back and thinking about it. Wow.
So how many songs are on the album?
We have 3 right now.
Okay.
There was a B-side that we were going to put on it, but we cut it just because we're like, let's just stick to 3. Let's keep this 3 idea all encompassing.
Gotta keep it trio.
Yep. I was waiting for it. I'm so glad you did it.
Is that the next album? You gotta keep it trio?
It might not be because we might have a lead guitar player, so we might have to keep it quattro.
Yeah,
we don't know. We don't know. Ben is a shredder, so it's hard to turn them down.
Yeah, our original tagline was Frio Trio, like the world's coolest 4-piece.
Actually, I really like that.
We might be getting back into that.
Yeah.
Okay, so obviously right now a lot of stuff is shut down. There's not a lot of live music happening. Are you planning on playing live shows once COVID is done? And what is like your dream venue? Like anywhere in the world?
So DJ's eyes got really wide on that.
Yeah.
I think. Well, I mean, a lot of things being planned are outside, and so we're trying to balance that of like, can we organize a parking lot show that's actually safe?
Yeah.
You know, and people actually stay in their car. That's the hardest part too. Is like, man, we're trying to get some momentum, and it's effing cold outside.
Real cold.
Well, for us, you know, like 40 degrees.
Yeah.
Like,
It's super Frio.
Frio enough. Yeah. We gotta have a counter, like through how many times we've said
How
this.
many times did we make a pun about the name?
We have got to get a soundboard.
Frio. But yeah, and for like you said, anywhere in the world.
Yeah.
I was just thinking Dallas, so no.
We could start small and go big. Yeah.
Budokan, I don't know.
Why not?
Fuck it.
What about you, EJ?
Man, you know, seeing how the Foo Fighters do Wembley, I'd love to do Wembley. That'd be super
right?
cool if we could do Wembley. What about you, Colby?
I mean, one of the coolest venues is Red Rocks in Colorado.
Yep.
Yeah.
Oh,
man.
Yeah. One of the coolest places ever. So, that's if we're talking about the whole world. If we're talking Dallas, I like Trees a lot.
Yeah.
I mean, it's not hard to play there, but that's one of my favorite venues.
Yeah, that's a cool venue.
Had a good time.
The Trees is awesome.
So this one.
Speaking of music venues.
Speaking of music venues, right. How many clowns do you think are hiding in the Arlington Music Hall?
Is this like a hypothetical question?
Right.
Okay.
Real. Yeah,
for real.
Remember how we had the conversation about how the clowns were hiding in the ceiling?
Yeah.
Oh, man.
So how many clowns
Now
do you
this
think
is sounding
fit in?
more scary than like funny.
Yeah, it was organic last time, and now I'm like, is there
And
clowns?
then, no, I'm
in
like,
there?
are they alive and they're like watching us too?
Maybe.
Like, it's like, right, okay.
We are in a different
I would go
venue
for
us,
like,
then.
I've never.
It's cold out. They can't walk around outside.
Yeah.
They've
Yeah,
got to
where are they
have
supposed to
somewhere
go?
to go.
Have I been to the Arlington Music Hall? I'm saying 13. I'm going to say 13.
Wow.
Okay.
It's not bad.
There's a whole like
You can
backstage
organize. You
area.
can organize if there's 13 and it's scary enough.
Yeah.
Like
Okay.
40 is like,
It's
There's just so
overwhelming.
many clowns.
Right.
yeah.
Then there's too
I don't
many
know that the
clowns in the
ceiling would
kitchen.
support
There's no
40.
leadership.
Yeah.
They're balkanizing up there.
Yeah,
Honestly.
there's factions inside the clown group. Doesn't work out.
Look, 13. Okay. I think it's
There's
a good
enough
number.
hiding spots in there. The 13.
They're really,
Yeah.
that would make such a great hide and seek place. Like,
Yeah.
honestly, there's so many cool
Tripping
hiding
over
places
chairs.
up there. We should
Maybe-
organize
I was
that.
about to say, we
Something
can
else.
talk to people and be like, hey, we have a really great idea for a clown haunted house.
Yeah.
You're not using it anyway. You might as well use it for this.
Right.
So, where can people listen to the EP and keep in touch with you?
They can listen to it in their car.
you go.
They can listen to it when they're walking down the road.
Okay, but how would they get it to play on their phones or their Walkmans or so forth?
Walkmans, huh?
Yeah,
you-
but you never know.
I was
Like
gonna
a
say
set
Walkman.
release?
I don't think we can do Walkman actually.
Discman.
Yeah.
You
you
should
click your
release
heels-
it on tape, on cassette
No,
tape. That would
no.
be so cool.
I'm like
waiting for
strongly
this.
opposed to tapes. That became so popular
It
like
did.
Oh,
5
did it?
years ago.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a
I
huge
missed
thing.
it.
It's a huge
And I got
thing.
so
Yeah.
mad because all these bands I liked were like, we have our music on tape or you can buy a shirt. I'm like, shit. I'll just go see you next time.
Yeah, I agree with that.
you
I'm
click
not
your
big on that
heels-
trend either.
I like tape.
I
I
the
like
tape.
tapes,
They're
but
fine,
also
but
like
once they break,
Just has
good
like a
luck.
warmer sound to it, you know? It's just like higher quality than digital, so
I'm like more of an analog person.
Analog
You know,
just
like,
sounds better.
it just sounds better.
I'm just waiting
and-
for the 8-tracks to come back. That's all I want.
The best way to hear us is if you click your heels 3 times, we'll appear. Like, we'll just do a show in front of you. Yeah.
we're on
Don't
all
do it.
streaming platforms.
Yeah, don't do
Oh,
it
okay.
4
There you
times.
go.
That's how you get the clowns.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So-
there's
there's a fine line you
Very
gotta walk
fine
there.
I don't think we're on Pandora though, because John's mom has been asking me to like if it's on Pandora or not, and I can't find it on Pandora, and she's just very adamant on using Pandora. I've said her,
I love my mom, but I think if that's the only person saying it's not on Pandora, I don't know how much I can believe that.
I sent her a YouTube link. I was like, here it is, just as a YouTube link. But yeah, it's on all streaming platforms. I actually got an email from our distribution website saying that it's on Napster.
Oh,
Wow.
So if you want it on Napster, it's on Napster.
I
Speaking of
paid.
nostalgia.
Yeah.
I paid for Napster for 10 years. I'm not even kidding you.
You're like
It
the
used-
only person I know that's done
It
that.
used to be called
Rhapsody, right? And then Napster bought it, and I paid for that app forever and ever, and I was like $10 a month. I mean, seriously, 10 years at least. And then finally, I got Amazon Prime, and the music is like included with that, and I was like,
oh, I thought you were going to say finally I heard about LimeWire.
No.
You didn't mess up a couple computers because of that?
So it takes you guys about 6 hours to download a song, right? Like that's normal.
Yeah, and you have to replace your computer. And,
right.
Because
and then
after one download, it's done.
Right.
Yeah.
It was accidentally.
Shit, wrong song.
Right. It was clown porn. I was like, what the hell?
13 clowns in a closet.
Right.
Son of a gun. Why
Damn it, I wanted Frio Trio. Every
Oh,
time.
not again.
It's the third clown. Why is this happening?
Why are there so many clowns?
But I did pay for that. But yeah, now I use Amazon Prime. So is it on Amazon Prime streaming?
I think so.
It's gotta be.
It has to.
It's gotta be. Please, oh no, they're looking at
But I liked that.
I
liked that Napster app.
I listen to it on Apple Music, so I know that it's there.
Yeah, I recently just got Apple Music, and I was like, oh, this is cool.
You should friend me. We can give each other music requests.
You can friend each other on like Apple Music.
Yeah, you can send each other playlists and stuff, right?
What?
I don't know. You can make your own mixtape.
Oh, it's here.
What?
Oh, really?
You're on Amazon Prime.
Oh,
there it is.
Yay! Breaking news.
Thank you, Jeff Bezos.
Yeah, thanks, Bezos.
Honestly, thank you.
Yeah.
You heard it here first.
We actually thank Jeff Bezos.
We appreciate him.
For this one thing and there's nothing else.
Well, and the one-day deliveries. Come on.
Is it one-day delivery of the song, though?
It's
it takes
delivery.
a while to...
Same-day delivery.
They said same-day delivery.
They said 128 gigabyte flash drive.
We're in 2020, people.
I want someone to deliver a song to my house in a nice little box. Yeah.
Would that be Us in the Box, or would the song be like
It's an Us in a Box.
And it's like a Pandora's Box. Oh, it's Us in a Box.
It's clowns again, damn it.
I didn't order this.
Every time.
I just want music. Gosh,
put it in the clown pile.
Damn it, guys. Put it in the clown compost bucket.
Yeah. Not again.
Oh, no. Oh, man.
Get these guys out of here.
It smells. It's awful.
That's the third garbage disposal we've gone through this month. Like.
And it keeps squeaking.
It's a good thing we rent. We don't have to keep paying for these garbage disposals.
Your landlord's like,
what is all this red splatter and this foam nose?
Why is there confetti here again?
It's easier to decompose a body. Just watch Breaking Bad. Why do you keep using the garbage disposal?
Right.
Where'd you get a pig farm?
Yeah.
Yeah, those are just really easy to find.
Yeah, really, yeah.
They're easy, aren't they not?
Order on Amazon.
We're in the South.
Yeah. You don't order a pig farm. It's not an ant farm. You can't order a pig farm on Amazon.
You don't know.
Yeah.
Have you been on Amazon lately?
Okay, now hold on.
1 second.
Jeff Bezos, come through it for us.
Maybe a little tiny pigs the size of ants. It would take a really long time to decompose the body.
But that'd be so cute, though, too.
Nobody likes Dave Matthews.
I love Dave Matthews.
Whoa. Fighting words right here.
I love Dave Matthews.
I like that song.
Of course you do.
Crush is amazing. That
Crush?
bass,
Crash.
No Crush.
The Clash.
They have one called Crush and
I like the Clash.
I didn't know you were a Dave head.
Yeah.
This is...
The drummer's amazing. Everybody's great.
You can't be a Dave head. You have to be a deadhead.
He's both.
Well, I'm a fish family also.
Yeah, he really is.
Like
it's
hard.
They all just left. They're gone. They left.
I'm all of them. Why can't you be all of them? They're great music.
I just don't know how to like say you're like a something head. You can't be that many.
He's a pothead. That's how you categorize
things. Yeah. That's okay.
Then I can like everything.
That explains it.
Yeah. Okay. Good.
Huh.
Well, okay, that's weird. Anyways, I know you guys have to. You guys have to be somewhere, so thank you so much for coming on.
Yes.
Anytime, honestly, we've been meaning to make it out to Joeckel's, but COVID. So,
I mean, I made it out, but I haven't been out since you guys reopened.
Yeah.
Yeah, come by, just like knock on the door, and we may be there.
Clowns.
Are you? Yeah, I know.
What?
I have to do this. TABC. I have to be in a clown uniform.
It's the only way I can stay open.
That is a rule if you really look on the closures. If you're doing clown performances.
Yeah, it's a weird, obscure.
It's a weird clause.
Emmett loves clowns.
I'm illiterate, so I can't really do anything about that. So.
He's a closet clown.
Roma Selma So over
Did
here.
you tell them?
How many Greg Abbotts are in the musical?
All right, thank you guys so much.
Thank you.
Thank you.
so much to our guest, Mark Joeckel, always a friend of the pod. We appreciate everything that you do in Arlington. Please go create that co-working space, Co-Create Arlington. It's amazing on Main Street. And of course, Frio Trio, it's always a delight. And don't forget to
make sure to go out and eat local, drink local, and
go rediscover your city.
This is Frio Trio, their song 20s.
Do you remember being 20 and everything was a little funny? Do you remember being 21 and everything was a little more fun? You can drink till the end of the night, and it never ended in a fight. I remember those nights, do you?